Hello, everyone.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
Bob.
Good morning.
So let's give people a little bit more minutes to join in. I think I would like to share with the first things is sharing um, the current schedules. I think it's already published online for the workshop. So, which is great news. So if you go Wednesday in I think we are in the afternoon sessions. There's many of the sessions. So we starts at 2:30. Where is FTI track? Yes. So now it's popped up. So everything is on the schedule is online now. So thanks for all the people willing to contribute and speak on the stage. We have many strong speakers in here, and so please, if you can promote it through your LinkedIn, your network, please do so. We certainly like more people to involve in this work group, especially if we like to move on to the next stage and be more influential. So that would be fantastic. And so that is the part for the shortage optics work, the global summit part. And in terms of the white paper part, I think I'm working on try to put all the things together into a file. Thanks for people that already write it in. What I'm trying to do is follow the outlines that we've been discussed and maybe slightly shoveled around the contents a little bit to make it a better storyline. And then once we finish that, I think I'm kind of close to do that. And once I finish that, I will share with via the emails, post a link. Hope everybody can contribute some ideas, and I will talk to the people who previously helped agree to be the white paper committees. We will work more deep dive into the white paper to maybe fill up some gap. I think from the contents in between right now, there's maybe a little bit of gap to we need to working on. So we'll have some works to comes out. Thanks for people willing to do so. And that's that's pretty much what I have in my mind right now. Anyone wants to bring up something uh, different to discuss?
When is the final version needed?
So originally we'd like to have it on before Global Summit, but I think that's probably a very tough ask for now. So we'll we'll probably on that, if we can't do it, that's okay. We'll just announce that this is ongoing. We're very close to the final round to publish, and so we can make sure the quality of the white paper. So I know next week is the ECOC. So I believe that will be people will see something news and interesting. So if anyone will be able to share with a group when they come back, please let me know.
Hey, Bobby, since we have quite a few minutes here, if there's no other agenda, may I share something?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so if it's
Let
okay
me
if I share my
stop
screen.
let me stop sharing and then I think I have to assign.
No, I think I can share.
Oh, you can share? Okay, great,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, just let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay, it pops out.
Yeah, so this actually come up yesterday. I was putting my presentation in the template, the OCP template. And there's a mandatory slide, which should be the final slide, is the call to action.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking through what I have put together and also the discussion in the past few weeks for the white paper. And I think there is a very brief mentioning of where this work group or project is going to become. And it dawned on me that it regardless for the future, regardless the importance of copper interconnects. For 200G, I think copper still have a big role to play. But regardless, maybe we're looking to 400 and whatnot, the problem of interconnect needs to be solved from a higher level, from a more holistic system approach. Because all our XPU and all the ASIC, they are electrical. And we need to find a right place and the right technology to switch it to optics. And even at 400G, depending on the modulation, electrical may still have some role to play if it's PAM6, right?
Yeah,
We can
totally.
talk all we want from optics perspective. We are not going to be able to solve the problem. So I think maybe a little early, but it may be a good idea to put it on the table, just that the team have something to think about. You may agree, you may disagree, it doesn't matter, as long as we have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So what the system need, right? What is the latency that we can tolerate? This goes to one of my idea about, we have been talking about scale up only one hub, basically just one switch. But is it really a limitation? Because today, NVIDIA NVL36 by 2 actually is 2 hubs.
Yes.
So 2 hub may work. I don't know. But these actually point to a network architecture. And from there, then we can think about the physical architecture of the interconnect. without that, without even knowing how long we need, what kind of technology is suitable, what is the requirement, we cannot even talk about the physical architecture. So, and then from there, there's something that maybe go to the rack scale. How can we have a better way to manage the cable? Because I can foresee if I want to have like a 5 meter cable pluggable in the front, but I don't want to go through the ceiling track because that will make the cable that much longer. It needs some cable management. So yada yada. So I don't want to take up too much time because it's so out there, high level. But I just want to put it on the table for the team to maybe think about it. That's all.
If I may, these are very important points, but I believe what people have asked us to do for this short reach is the first hop. The moment that we hit a switch, there have been a lot of other solutions so far. People kind of know how to do that. But now our task for this group, in my opinion, is to increase the radix and the scale up case before hitting the switch. So what are the techniques that one device, one XPU or one switch, either way, can have as many ports as possible? In other words, increase the bit rate per entity, per lane, and have many of them. And what is the best attach point so that we can have no switches, go to as many devices as possible first, create the largest fully connected one-to-one, and then once we hit a switch, well, we have all those switch techniques of the past. On the topic of electrical to photonics or optics point, yes, you're right. Bit rates on electrical is going up. So at some point, we need to do some sort of a translation, a gear ratio multiplexing or something. So as we're thinking about a device, let's say a chiplet or so, that is attaching to an XPU that's an electrical domain, but produces optics with the capability of what I said a minute ago, many ports. That interface is key. It could have many, many, many wires, very wide bus at decent enough bit rate electrically.
Or is the gentleman cut
Sorry?
off?
Did my voice not come through?
I think we can all hear you both.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, I am not trying to push things one way or another. It's just what is on my mind. So I don't
I
have a
totally
strong opinion one way or
appreciate it.
another right now. So
Yeah, I appreciate it. And the points that you made are fine. I'm just trying to maybe capture it in this way that, yes, we have an interface to electrical. Electrical guys can do as good as they can. They increase the bit rate. Now, HBM is thinking 24 gigabits per second, for example. Okay, so whatever they can do, but then we need to translate it to optics. So get many of these wide bus things into one device and then translate that into optics. So let that be part of the solution and the optics itself. But the point there is bring a lot of wide wires and then increase the number of ports that leaves the XPU so we can have no switches first, see how far we can go with that. I believe if we solve that problem on the first try, and that we have accomplished a lot.
actually, I think I accomplished my purpose of showing this already. But since there's some discussion, so that's good. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So-
like this. You know, it's a lot in it, and thanks CMX to I think you cleared it out some very clearly states out the things that we can focusing on, which is like a rejects and about the first hop between the XPU to the switch, right? And and so that would be a point that we can all thinking about.
I just wanted to comment, Raymond, that I really appreciate your contribution here. I think I mean, I agree with CMAC that we need to keep this focus right now for the current white paper, but in terms of the philosophy that was expressed earlier, that OCP is more of a top-down view than some of the other orgs, I think you've really captured that spirit, that the bigger picture is that copper and optics coexist, and we need to bring optics sort of into the mix as not this huge jump from one technology to the other, but part of a general design toolkit. I also liked what you said about cable management, because I could imagine a tie-in to some other OCP hardware work that at the rack level that other orgs could not undertake, and so that could be interesting as a direction as we move forward to the next phase.
Thanks, Karen. So I on the very still we have a few more minutes. I'm wondering if people thinking about the things that I thrown it out last week about our next move. Any suggestions, ideas, or maybe some different opinions about it? So for people who didn't have a chance to join last week and probably not able to listen to the record, we were talking about our next move for this work group, maybe want to working on a spec for the MPO in the OCP. It doesn't has to be like totally redefine a new one, but we're just try to define something for the OCP for the OCP, so it can be used something else that somebody else already defined, or we can define a new one. But I think I just throw it out. I think the MPO could be a good things that for near term and can be benefit for the whole OCP system. So I like to collect the feedback, and I'll just pitching all the times and like to collecting the feedback. So if you have any thoughts, you can share with me or share it here. It's all fine. And once I think I could have enough votes or feedbacks, agree with it, and I'll seeking out how we can move on next.
Bobby, could you just repeat again? I apologize. What is it from last week you're seeking feedback on specifically?
There was The things that I was looking at is the what is a work group can move on to the next phase, which is after we publish a white paper, there's two two paths that we can continuously move on. So one is we stay at the under the FTI, so we will continue working on some advanced planning and research, but I don't think that would benefit us a lot. You know, I would think for people who more in the academic background, that would probably better for this. But I think most of us were from industry, so I think we should move on to the this one of the work stream and help define an optical interface for the OCP system. Since the OCP system has the rack, they're defining the new rack, they're defining the new baseboard, and defining something for the XPU. So maybe we can help working on a new a definition. You know, it doesn't have to be new, but a definition for OCP system that can be uh, that can be openly used for the and fit into the open racks setup, right? So I think the open rack is also also being used for a lot of scale up network that fits on the purpose that we want to do. You know, as CMX just mentioned it, the first hop, and because we have to work closely to the XPU, so you know, my hope is we can maybe define standard socket, standard connector that can be interchanged with the copper lines or the optical, and be placed in many places that many using case in the OCP. For example, there's a NIC group. They define the open NIC, and they currently use a standard, I think it's a standard OSFP DD connectors or QSFP DD connector, and by using an MPO that could be improving the rejects, right? Another thing is, you know, maybe the XPUs that on the UBB can also integrate the connector, so people can the architect can freely choose between the copper and the optics without any problem. So that's my hope on the big side, um, but certainly I'd like to collect everyone's feedback or suggestions about the next step, and I will do the paperwork, the labor to make it happen.
Are there requirements to make that step, Bobby? You said you were willing to do the paperwork. Is there a bar that we need to meet that we should be focused on meeting in order to be able to graduate to a project?
That's a very good one. Good questions. I think I briefly talked to Cliff about this, and I certainly have to get it more clearly, so I can know what is the requirement for that. I think we just have to collect enough interest, I think. How details that to show up the interest, I will have to understand that. But I think from what I understand now, it looks like we have to collect enough company that are willing to participate. The next step and clearly lay out the plan, on the paper, and then they will discuss the next.
As I think as you're capturing the next step will be more than just white papers, more than just set of requirements, in form of contributions of specifications, and then design, and then products. So as Bobby said, we need more people participating, but more than that, we need contribution eventually towards products. So more companies be involved, more things written down in a form of specs, more thoughts in the form of designs, and at some point, more work towards actually doing products.
Yeah, thanks.
And this is basically a template that other activities, starting as an initiative, then forming a work stream, then forming a sub-project under one of the major projects. And every 2-3 months or so, there is some contribution popping up. And that's how things have worked.
Yeah, thank you, Shimek. I think you have a lot more experience than I have in this area, so I might be looking for some of your help on this.
Of course, but the rest of the team are the ones that are actually producing good stuff as part of the short reach optics. I'm here to just help along the team as we move forward, but main contributions are coming from you guys.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. So I think we're at about time. So just think about it and don't hesitate to reach out to me for any suggestion or idea. Thank you. And I think next week, I know many people will be in the ECOC. So we'll see if we want to continue as a meeting next week or we can cancel it. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.